Hello again, folks. And I gotta say, I'm excited. I really love the start of a journey, and I have a pretty epic quest in mind. The other day, I was watching a YouTube video of a young couple that's on a quest of their own. They're going to far off places around the world, running from city to city, and I thought, oh, how much fun is that? And I can't do that. But that's okay, because instead, I'm going to take a journey through the world of stamps. And, I hope you'll come along with me. So, this isn't just any old stamp album. It's going to be my masterpiece. It is a Scott International Postage Stamp Album, Part 1, for the first 100 years of philately. It once belonged to Robert Winkenbach in Staten Island, and he dated it March 21st, 1976. What I've decided to do is I've decided to restore this album to its original glory, and then also take it a step further and fill it out to the best that I can. And I started it off by making my mark. Silk 2024. And so this is now my pride and joy. It's going to be my 2024 journey, and I'm tremendously excited. As you might have seen on some of my other videos, I'm on a quest to find one of every-ish USA stamp, and I'm going to continue to do that because I've made great progress, and that will continue to be a focus of mine. But I also love all aspects of philately. I love stamps. And so I'm going to honor the fact that I'm a worldwide collector, and I'm going to go country by country through this entire book, and I'm going to try to fill it out as best I can. And I'm also going to launch a new series on my channel that I'm going to call A Beginner's Guide to Collecting Allenstein Stamps, for example. If there is a country that you would like me to focus on, drop a comment in the comment section below telling me what country you would like me to focus on. And I'm going to learn everything I can about stamps from Albania or Angola, or more likely, maybe Angola, more likely Australia, because I love Australian stamps. I think they're beautiful. And I did this. When I bought this album, I was in the midst of putting together a stock book for the Ruse. A very, very cool set of Australian early stamps. And so I came through here and I removed some stamps. And I feel tremendously guilty. This was Robert's collection. I'll show you in a second why I did it, but I want to restore this album. I want to bring it back to the way it was when I first got it. So here is why I didn't feel all that bad cherry picking this album. This is the Austrian section of stamps, and somebody had come along before me and removed all of them. I guess they were on an Austrian kick. And so I'm going to go in and I'm going to replace it replace the missing stamps. Because when you look at this isn't all that attractive when you just see cut hinges. So all of these stamps were hinged into this book, meaning that they used a little hinge like this and they pasted them, in essence, into the book. And when you remove a hinged stamp, it damages the album. And it also means that whatever collector comes along next is going to know that the book had been cherry-picked, and so it's not as valuable. That is one of the reasons why I'm going to restore this album. That socked on the nose stamp right there from, what's that say, 1896? I mean, what was happening in Barbados in 1896? That's just fascinating to me. And so it's a journey. It's a quest through the imagination into different, distant, far-off lands. And, you know, for a middle-aged guy like me, with a family and a dog and a mortgage, I'm not going to be able to hop on 18 planes taking me to 18 different countries. But you know what I can do? I can take a trip through my imagination to Bavaria. Well, you know. But to distant, far off places like Belgium. And now, in my series, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be learning about the history of Belgium, and I'll be sharing some of the things I learn, along with maybe some of the art and some of the pictures that I find. And so my hope is that at the end of this year, we will have experienced a wide range of the world through the power of stamps. One country at a time. And, you know, I really do think that this is going to be honoring Robert, whose book this was originally. Because not only me, but another collector came through here and took out some of the good stamps. And so I'm going to feel like I'm honoring him by restoring it to its original glory. And then taking it further, because I have access to stamps that he might not have. So there you go. I won't go through all of this right now. I'll give you a quick glimpse. It was a nice collection. I mean, he collected in Staten Island in the 1970s, so he had access to some very nice stamps. They are in good shape, and I will be going through this. That's a very nice section of Grecian stamps. Oh, those are so beautiful. Look at that cancel. I love it. And I'm just going to go through one country at a time, with the goal of filling this entire album to the extent that I can and learning a lot. And I need to emphasize now, I am not an expert on all things philately. I would argue that no one really is. There is so much to learn and so much to know about stamps. So when I come to a new country, like Germany, for example, I would love it if you all would help me out sharing your knowledge, your stories in the comment section of each video, with the thought that they will then become a resource for anyone to learn, not just from my journey, but from all of you. And we can hopefully get people inspired in the hobby of stamp collecting, because it is just so cool. I am going to be focusing on used stamps throughout this book, because I will be hinging them into place. I want to honor what Robert did, so I'll be hinging, and therefore I'll be using used stamps. And I just love socked on the nose stamps. I think they tell such a cool story. Especially French stamps. That's a particularly nice page of French stamps. French cancels are some of the most beautiful socked on the nose stamps there are, and I think they're just gorgeous. Oh, what fun. This is going to be a good journey. All right, so to start, I am going to go back to the United States section, and I'm going to begin my journey now. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I've put glassine pages in between the United States section, because I am going to put some very nice stamps in here, and I want to protect them with these little glassine pages. So I've gone ahead and put one between each of the US sections. And then I have started to put in some of my favorite stamps. And I absolutely love these Colombian stamps. They are socked on the nose. Absolutely beautiful. Fresno, 1893. Boston, Mass. Oh, these are so cool. All right, so I have begun the process of filling out my U.S. collection of socked on the nose stamps. And I've also included one of my favorite stamps. the Chicago Cancel 4-cent Trans-Mississippi. Oh, how cool is that stamp? God, I love it. I decided to put this one in there along with some of my other nicer ones, and I will continue to do so because this is my masterpiece, folks. I am going to put all of my nice stamps, used stamps, into here, and I am going to have so much fun looking at them over the years. And it's just another reminder that you don't have to spend a lot of money to get such an enjoyment out of this hobby. This stamp right here is probably a 50-cent stamp, and it's one of my favorites. It's a common 6-cent from 1932, but the cancel is right on the stamp, and it says Madison Square Station, New York, 1932. So it just makes you think of Madison Square in New York in 1932, the midst of the Depression, what folks were dealing with at that moment, what that person was doing when he or she bought that stamp. Oh, it tells such a piece of history. I love stamps, and I'm very excited for this journey. I do hope you will join me for it. And again, it's going to be a series called... Oh, one more. I love that one too. I will showcase this whole socked on the nose section soon. But look at that. Beautiful National Parks issue. Socked on the nose, Chicago, Illinois stamp. Ah, how cool. All right, thank you for joining me for another video. I hope you're excited about this journey as I am. And until next time, take care.